Hi, today I'm going to be recording on a NAKAMICHI CR7, this particular album. On this Sony, I've just unsealed this actually. Sony HFE is one of my favorite tapes. I've got loads of this. I've been recording a lot using it. So the purpose of this demo is actually to show you how good this deck can actually record regardless of tape types. Although it's been, the deck's been calibrated to TDK. For Ferric, it's AD. Not this particular one. I've actually calibrated it to a later AD. This is, I think it's about 1979, 78. I can't remember. Let's have a look. It's 77, very old. The one that I used to calibrate it was a 1989 tape, so it's much better formulation. But TDK AD, yeah. So the deck is really wonderful. Although it's calibrated to TDK for Ferric AD. TDK SA for Chrome, or you call it Type 2, and TDK MA, sorry, TDK MA for metal. It can pretty much calibrate and record lots of tapes. So I do believe that perhaps Nakamichi has chosen TDK not only for the quality. In fact, they do manufacture, or rather TDK manufacture for them their own version of Nakamichi tapes using TDK tapes. But I don't have Nakamichi tapes, so the equivalent of what Nakamichi use in terms of calibrating the decks. Not this particular one necessarily, a lot of other decks as well, which I've calibrated. I've used those tapes. The purpose of today's video is to introduce to those people who are not familiar with CR7A. Yeah? This is a wonderful deck. It's got auto calibration. It's got built-in tones for sensitivity level, and also for bias. It's got 400 Hz and 15 kilohertz. Those two frequencies which are used to internally calibrate the deck. Once you hit this magic button, it's called auto calibration. Yeah, I've got the ZX9, which does things manually, but this one is almost foolproof, and I've always got good results with this particular deck. So what I've done is actually I've loaded the tape in, I've advanced it a little bit. This is what I always do, and calibrate it once. I'll do it twice actually. So once that's done, I will forward the tape to somewhere around the middle, and I'm gonna do it again. Okay, let's forward it to somewhere in the middle. Okay, we're almost there. So we'll do it again. Okay, we're ready. What I normally do is I begin to do a test recording straight away, whilst it's in standby record position, and adjust my recording levels. Normally I would look for the really highest peaks of that album, choosing a track that's, the loudest, to hit around about 7. with with this deck, funnily enough, it can pretty much record almost to the max 10, especially with tapes, good tapes like this, without any distortion that I can hear, although it's not measured. But as a practice, I always back off the peaks around about 7 for very good tapes like this, and the non what do you call okay, Ferrics, there's different versions. There are those basic Ferrics and really cheap Ferrics. And they are what they call super Ferrics. This belongs to super Ferrics, actually. The formulations are very good, and apparently they're cobalt doped. They've got a very good high frequency response, and you can actually record them at high levels as well without having to use Dolby. So this is exactly what I'm gonna do if I do test recording. So okay, let's record a track. Okay, I've also been asked questions here, if Dolby degrades high frequency. If your decks are serviced properly, calibrated properly, and prior to that, the transport has been serviced, the heads are aligned, there shouldn't be any reason why you should use the high frequencies when you use Dolby to record, either Dolby B or Dolby C. So I'm just gonna do a quick demo. You're actually listening to monitored sound. There's no difference in the high frequency content. It's just that the keys are, is reduced. I'm gonna pause the CD player. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the volume. You can hear the hiss. This is non-Dolby, yeah? No Dolby applied. You can hear this. I'm gonna put my phone near to the tweeter. Okay. All right. That's without Dolby. Okay, the tape is running, so actually recording nothing. But at those levels that I've already set. So we're going to press Dolby B. Yeah? It's only a little bit of hiss left. And once Dolby C is punched in, there's almost absolutely no hiss that I can hear. I usually don't use Dolby C unless a original source music is kind of dullish in terms of in terms of high frequency. The high frequency content of the original recording is not good, especially with very old recordings in the done in the 50s or 60s. I would tend to use C, which C enhances the treble a little bit. It's got treble peak, so that's useful. But for good original music, or very well recorded original music, normally to reduce hiss, I will only use Dolby B or not at all, if I can record at very high levels or depending on the music. So okay, that's essentially it. Let's demo. Let's continue the music, and okay, my tape is still running or recording, and demo to you the difference between with Dolby B, with Dolby C, whether there's any reduction of high frequency content in the music. Yeah, let's go. Okay, that's the end of the demo. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Good day to you.